Hey guys, Cole here. Welcome back to another raid video. We're on the test server today looking at Mathias Blackflail. He's going to be offered through the 15x going on. I believe tomorrow there's going to be like a super summoning event, additional event that they're going to be doing for the fusion to get extra 50 fragments. He's going to be part of the 15x plus other champions. If you want to summon, you can go for it, but I would say don't really go for it, especially if you're not going for the fusion. This guy, I'm just going to give you the quick summary. And guys, before we go on with the showcase, a quick word from today's sponsor. And thank you to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. Guys, Warcraft Rumble is an action strategy game set within the world of the Warcraft universe, where collectible units can be used to beat up enemies in PvE situations and PvP situations. I have my own separate channel where I'll be featuring videos, dedicated videos on the game, beginner guides, more advanced guides, PvE fights, PvP fights, and possibly maybe against other creators. So make sure you follow me on my secondary channel, guys, and download Warcraft Rumble to play alongside with me. Thanks again to Warcraft Rumble for sponsoring today's video. And guys, let's get back to the action. Summary: he's all right. He's not that great. He is gonna be useful probably mostly for the, I would say, Fire Knight, and maybe for the Hydra a little bit, but overall he's a lower than average, I would say, champion added into the champion pool, especially for non-voids. We're looking for those special champions. We're looking for the Harimas, right? You're looking for the Trundas, the Rodos. When you get these champions into the summoning pool, then the odds to get those champions just drops. And then this guy comes in and he's not that great. Why am I saying this? Well, he has a very unique skill set, okay? He can triple hit with his A1, not where he's unique. He can remove buffs from the target at a 30% chance, 40 if you book it out. Heals him also based on the damage inflicted. That's right, pretty average. Not going to be that amazing. But later on his A2, if you have a look, he has a probably double hitting attack. Very, very conditional. So if the enemies have no buffs, that's when he can do the conditional and do a double hit. The extra hit ignores 20% of the target's defense. That's where I think he falls off a little bit, because I would have preferred if he always had the ignore defense. That would have given him a little bit of extra edge. Being an HP based nuker, he does not benefit from increased attack, increased defense. There's no way for him to buff up his damage, okay? So we are comparing him with other champions in the game that have higher multipliers, double hitting multipliers, okay? His only additional damage that he gets is this ignore defense, and that's on the double hit, and that's if the condition goes through, okay? His multipliers are at a 0.2, which is relatively lower than other champions. We'll have a look at his damage potential in just a second, but you guys get the idea that if like one enemy has a single buff on them, then they won't get the double hit on them, okay? Which is pretty sad, and you're gonna hit for a very low amount of damage. So are you gonna build him as a damage dealer? Well, it depends. You can build him with a little bit of damage, but then his A3 comes in being a 4-turn cooldown with a 2-turn duration taunt, and basically you're left wondering, okay, should I really go with this champion built like a tank, or should I build him with damage? I've done a mix of the two. He's HP based, so he can take a few hits, but you're not going to give him a lot of defense to accompany that HP. So really having a taunt on him can be a little bit worrisome, okay? So if he gets hit, he can possibly die. So it all depends on how you want to build him. I'll show you guys exactly the stats that I have on him at the moment. The increased resistance feels pretty nice, especially for the Hydra, and the reflect damage is very nice for the Fire Knight, which I've mentioned before. Then his passive comes in, so when he has taunt, he counterattacks with the A1, doing basically another triple hit, plus the reflect damage on the Fire Knight. You're gonna have 5 reflects, assuming you don't have a shield going into the fifth, going into the fight, right? Assuming you don't have a shield, then the reflect will actually reflect back on the damage that you take. It's gonna reflect back on the shield on the boss and reduce those numbers by another 5. So 5 plus 3. That's a solid 8. If you have Phantom Dash on him, can be potentially 10 stacks off the boss, just like that. Are you really going to run that? I don't think so. I don't think people are going to run this, but the the increased resistance actually helps you build your champions with 250 resistance or so. It can even resist debuffs on the Fire Knight on hard mode, but I wouldn't really use this guy on hard mode, even though he's got this A2 that can look like something that you want to be running for. Okay, In terms of Masteries, I went with Helm Smasher for this part of the video. I don't think I'm going to change it up. Giant Slayer is something that you can go for, but I wanted to test out his damage as well in the A2, so I went with Helm Smasher plus Merciless, 35% ignore defense, plus the chance to decrease his random skills cooldown by 1 turn when dealing damage. So he can deal damage extra with his A1 when he counterattacks. He can deal with the A2, a double hit. So there's the chances there for his skill to reset. It's the fact that he only has 2 attacks basically, and the A3, a much longer cooldown, only 2 turns duration on the buffs, and the taunt makes him a little bit underwhelming. Okay, overall stats about 100,000 health, not even that, 238 crit damage, a little bit low on the lower side, but I guess you could run the crit damage way higher than this to about 260, 280, 110,000 health, and you would see a little bit higher numbers. But you will see even with these stats, he does significantly lower damage than I would have expected. So if we go to Dragon's Lair, let's go stage 23. We don't even need to have Arbiter in here, honestly, but let's just have her. Defense down weekend only. All right, and his damage potential. We'll have a look at that. So let's just quickly do the A2 here. Defense down weekend. He hits for how much, guys? Boom. 89 and then another 77,000. Quite okay. I mean, if you consider that this guy is also built with high resistance, to gain the benefit of the buff plus the taunt for the purposes of throwing him into the Hydra. Okay, so that's how I've built him. That's why his stats are a little bit on the lower side. I forgot to mention that I have him with about 280 resistance plus the 50% extra resistance. It's gonna help him reach about the 400 mark. Plus, if you have like a resistance lead, easily being 500 resistance, that definitely helps out for Nightmare Hydra. For lower Hydra, like hard mode, you're gonna be fine with even, you know, 350 if you include the resistance and the aura. You're gonna be totally fine. So I want to show you guys the A1 here. All right, let's just have a look at that. Defense down weekend. Let's have a look at when he hits with the A1 here. 30,000, then 25,000 and 27,000 to almost like 90,000 damage. Solid A1, right? Solid A1. So let's have a look at him in the arenas. So in arenas, you don't care about buffing up his damage. Not really. So let's have a look against this team with Wukong in there. Hopefully we'll be able to just outspeed them. I don't know how fast this guy is. Ooh, Stone Skin. All right, buff up. Let's lock them out. Usual kind of setup. I wouldn't use him in arena with the resistance, by the way. Just saying. Let's boost up again. Let's have a look at the A2 here. Potentially can do a weak hit here on Wukong, but it's fine. Should kill him. There we go. Some solid damage as you saw there. But definitely not the highest damage you've seen out of an HP based nuker, okay? So I could see him being used in your arena team if you're really needing a nuker. But again, let's test it out against like a team with maybe like a bolster set. No. A bolster set would be a protected buff. Okay, that's a protected buff, so I guess I won't be able to double hit there. See? Ooh, multiple buffs. That's unfortunate. We couldn't sleep them there. So let's see now. We're gonna single hit, unfortunately, here. So we're gonna go for how much damage? Didn't even go through the shields, so very unfortunate. Didn't even go through the shields. No second hit, so no ignore defense potential. So that's why he's definitely not gonna be the one that you use for arena. I don't think so, unless you don't have anything else, which probably even have Magnar. So Magnar can potentially be used and do a double hit and potentially do much better damage. So here, let's see with the taunt. That's gonna help us against Cadrafon. So try and remove the buffs. There we go. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. Let's sleep. Do I have my cooldowns? There's the A1. Did a little bit of damage. Oh, we also have the Duchess, by the way. Reducing the damage that they take from AoE. So it's even worse. Plus Usuga. Let's see. 31, 45. We actually managed to kill Cadrafon Barely did any damage on the Duchess though. Barely did any damage on the Duchess. So we get hit now with the taunt. He hits back. No chance he would remove any buffs from Mithrala. Does like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 or Nusuga. So if I built in with completely crazy gear, could possibly see higher damage. But still, the multiplier is very low. 0.2 when we compare it to 0.25 on other champions who also have additional boosts on the multiplier. It just seems so bad. And him doing weak hits on the Duchess doesn't even help us, because she'll eventually just revive her whole team, and we'll probably get wrecked by an AoE from Candraphone. So guess we can reset, try and test it out. See, yeah, let's do a single hit here. Yeah, does so little damage when it's the single hit, so little damage. So let's just exit. I wanted to show you guys on his damage somewhere here in the Hydra. Okay, so I've made an adjustment to my Hydra team just to show you guys the potential. He's in here. He obviously does not have a blessing, so he already falls off on terms of damage, but he's built as a kind of support for the team here, where he's going to be tanking the Head of Mischief, hopefully, because of the taunt. So yeah, keep hitting on them. Let's decrease speed here. So how much would we hit on these heads with this? I would say I'm gonna put the taunt first. Hopefully we'll get hit by the Head of Mischief. So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7. He should get hit, resisted. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. We extend the buffs here. Cannot extend taunt. I don't think. I think 2 turns, because I just placed it, right? I didn't take a turn yet. All right, let's provoke. Good. And the idea behind him is like he's gonna be a support mostly. He's not gonna be used as a straight up damage dealer, okay? Like Mishinagi is, for example. Mishinagi is crazy good for the Hydra. So this guy, how much is he gonna hit now? For 41, 42,000, very, very low. I've done epics who do like 4 times the damage here. So even though he's a tank, I would have expected a little bit higher, especially with the resistance he has. Like 280 resistance is very low to justify you know, all the other stats. But I'm running Merciless. That's why I've tried to run him on Merciless, because I wanted the cooldown of his A3 to come back sooner, so I can have taunt more consistently on. So here we even get attacked onto my Krisk, which unfortunately he had more buffs than I wanted. Maybe if I had him faster, maybe I didn't have him at all here, would have been better to consistently getting hit on the taunt. I want to get the head, one of the heads down, so we can hit on those with him and have a look at his damage potential. So see, so there we go. There's the taunt. Reflect is also very nice. Yeah, we're getting hit there. So he would have been counterattacking with his A1. That would have been nice. So let's have a look at the I want to get the defense down first. So let's just hit with the A1 here. And this guy, 18,000, 90,000. Not great by any means. So here we hit them on a weak hit with 50k. On a weak hit, we hit with the A1 with 50k with the archer. Let's see. Let's cleanse up. I want to see, let's see the A1 on the decapitated. 50, 67, 66. So about 150k. Very nice. Let's see, decrease defense there. What I wanted to see. Do some damage here. No more fear. Great. Defense down. Weaken on at least 2 of them. And then I want to see the damage on this head for sure. So let's see the A2 here. He hits for 200k, 250k. Yeah, not Not the worst, not the worst, not as much as I was saying it at the start, because remember his damage is not that high. So Archer hits for how much? 400k. All right, and it's a single attack there. So he hits for about that much, more than that, and he doesn't have a blessing. So maybe I was too mean at the start. Maybe I was too mean at the start. Because probably with a blessing he could have done a little bit better. Let's taunt up. Let's see the Head of Mischief now. So yeah. Krisk has so many buffs. I'll probably build him with the blessing that Krisk has. Do an A1 here. He has much more buffs. He got hit. But actually, if you have Krisk, it's better for him to be getting hit, because he then can apply defense down and decrease attack. So let's see the A1. Very solid damage. When the heads are down with the A1, it's very solid damage, but you cannot take advantage of his passive when that happens. So let's just exit. No reason to check on the damage more. 2.5 million, 5 on the Archer, so double the damage. 6.6 on Missionary, very much expected. But Krisk with a 1.1, barely like War Masters and the A2s. So yeah, Mathias has okay damage, but you're either gonna go full damage on him, or you're gonna make him as like a provoke set. Provoke set, I would say, would be maybe the best thing. Provoke set on him, and then a little bit of damage, mostly resistance, and probably accuracy for him to be removing buffs from the Hydra. So more like support, and then if you can take like 100% crit rate, you are gonna go for it. So I would say provoke, it's gonna go best on him. If you don't have a provoker, especially in your team, like nothing like the Archer or Krisk, that would be the set for him. Merciless sounds okay, but in theory, sounds okay. 35% ignore defense on the skills that he has. Great, but it does not benefit him as much as I would say just building him as a support. So that was the video, guys, on Mathias Blackflail. I just wanted to show you guys on what he does, and just if you guys were wondering on how he fares in all of the places, especially if you don't build him for damage, is not the way to go. I would personally build him, as I said, in a provoke set and just have him for the Hydra and be like that. And let's say for Fortnite, you want to be going in there with the team. It's not going to be like this, but I just want to showcase his ability. Just going to go through the waves very quickly with Seer and showcase his reflect damage ability, basically. So we go in there and we're going to have a quick push through the waves with Seer. All right. Going to get the reset, and then we go to round 3, where we're going to see the reflect in action. Basically, if you can run lower speeds on this one, you would, because of the reflect. That's going to help you basically survive a little bit. Let's have a look. So the boss is going to hit us, and it's going to be pretty nasty hit, even on 25 on normal. So hard, it's going to be very tough, especially without shields. If you want to benefit through the reflect, you're going to have an issue. So once we get our turn, we can build him. Let's do Hex. Got resisted there. So here's where he shines. All right, he'll do the buff. There we go. And now we get hit. There we go. 5 of those are gone, and then three more after that. The shields were gone, so the reflect actually went through, because the boss hits pretty hard. And now we just put it on auto, and then we keep on doing our attacks. He's gonna do his A2 here. After this one, we don't really have much damage here with this team. We have like Seer and stuff, but still not that great. Seer actually removes our A3, but we're gonna place it up again because of the reset. We're gonna hit by the boss. Oh, she got a reset through the what was it? The reaction? Not reaction. The accessories that reset your cooldown. So yeah, not that great in terms of damage, because we're also doing weak hits. So on 20, he's gonna be better. So for earlier accounts, might be the key for you to beat this one. So there we go. The boss gonna hit us here. Wonder if we're gonna die from this. Yikes. Yeah, he hits pretty hard. Like if you don't have a decreased attack, you're gonna get hit really hard on even on 20, 25, hard mode 6, hard mode 10. Pretty much impossible without a proper shield on him. And then you're gonna have to use him as a way to just guarantee that reflect goes through if your shields go through. So that's his use case for the Fire Knight. Definitely useful much lower on much lower difficulties. If you have like a defense up and then you have the reflect, definitely usable. But like other champions are so much better for this one in terms of just beating the Fire Knight. Martyr is so good, can even be used on hard mode and doesn't have the reflect mechanic. She has a counterattack mechanic. So if you had a counterattack mechanic, I would have been so much more happier. So that was it, the videos. That was it for today, guys, for the video on Mathias. What do you guys think? Let me know down below your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.